Greetings. I'm Elaine Donlin, a minister assistant at the Buddhist Church of San Francisco. Welcome to our annual LGBTQ service. That's lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, or questioning plus service. It's traditionally held on the preceding Sunday before San Francisco Pride, but due to COVID-19 safety restrictions, the Pride Parade has been canceled this year, but our virtual LGBTQ service is not. The BCA's Ministers Association recently released a statement in support of Black Lives Matter, and I think it speaks to the heart of our Shin tradition, beautifully explaining why we do what we do. It reads in part, Amida Buddha is said to have the wisdom of non-discrimination. This is manifested in the great compassion that embraces all beings. Amida Buddha does not reject anyone based on age, gender, class, race, or any other basis. Although it is difficult for us as unenlightened beings to manifest this wisdom of non-discrimination, this radical equality is an ideal within our tradition. Although it is difficult for us as foolish beings to manifest the all-embracing great compassion, the kindness and caring is our model to strive for. Namandos. Namandos. So the service today is bittersweet. It's the last LGBTQ plus service we'll have with our current resident minister, Reverend Ron Kobata, who retires at the end of August. And so for those who do not identify as LGBTQ plus, if you want to know what an ally looks like, then look to Reverend Kobata's words and actions. He was literally at the table years ago, enthusiastically encouraging BCSF participation in the San Francisco Pride Parade. And so we registered for the first time as a full-on temple contingent. And he gave his unwavering support in the establishment of an LGBTQ plus group within BCSF, making it the first LGBTQ plus group within the BCA temple system. And he walked alongside of us silently, candle in hand, in the spontaneous evening vigil down Market Street that began in the Castro and ended up at City Hall immediately after the Pulse nightclub mass shootings happened in Orlando. He has been an open-minded and open-hearted ally, supporting us at every turn as the BCSF LGBTQ group journeyed toward playing a more authentic role within the temple. And so today's service is dedicated to Reverend Kobata, the greatest ally we could have asked for. And also for all those allies within our temple community who have encouraged us and supported us in so many kind and generous ways. As the BCA Ministers Association explained, this kindness and caring is our model to strive for. Today's service will be conducted by BCSF's LGBTQ plus ministers assistants, with the exception of our Dharma talk, which will be given by an amazing parent and ally. So today's service will include a group chant, Vandana Ti-sarana, led by Leo Balambao Sensei, followed by sutra chanting, Sanbutsuge, praise of the Buddha, led by Reverend Keisuke Lee-Miyaki. And then we'll have our Dharma message, and we are so very grateful to have it delivered by a good friend and a wonderful ally, Janet Umezu. Then we'll have our closing reflection offered by Leo Jocelyn Sensei. We'll close with a special group sign-off, followed by photos of our BCSF contingent in past Pride parades. So let us now take refuge, chanting the ancient chant, Vandana Ti-sarana, led by Leo Balambao Sensei.
Please join me in the chanting of the Vandana Ti-sarana. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahatu Sammasambuddhassa. Homage to him, the exalted one, the enlightened one, the supremely awakened one. Buddham saranam gacchami, Dhammam saranam gacchami, Sangham saranam gacchami. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dharma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance. Namu kie butsu, Namu kie ho, Namu kie so. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda, Namanda, Namanda Butsu.
Happy Pride Month, everyone. My name is Mayonnaise Miyako. I'm Keisuke's cousin. Usually I'm living over the rainbow, but I come here to celebrate with all of you this special service together. Eh? You don't like this drag makeup? That's fine. We can chant together still. We are chanting the Praise of the Buddha, which is translated from Sanbutsuge into English. If you're not familiar with it, no worries, no judge. Please listen to it. If you know well about it, please join us. This chant is praising the Buddha's wisdom and compassion, which is transcending with all of our lives, wherever and whenever. Regardless of our races, ethnicities, gender differences, economic statuses, and languages, and all of backgrounds. Does it sound fabulous? Let's start. Join me, Kansho. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu. Are you ready? Your face shines in great splendor, boundless, wondrous dignity. Such the greatness of your light, beyond all comparison. Brightness of the sun and moon, and the shining body jewels, when compared to your brilliance, seems to us like blackest ink. Tathagata's countenance transcends all comparison. The great voice of awakening resounds through the 10 quarters. Your precepts, learning, effort, meditation, wisdom, heart, virtues beyond all compare. Ultimate, supreme, and rare, your deep meditation has fathomed all the Dharma sea. Do the limits and the depths of all things the Buddha's teach. Ignorance, anger, and greeted. Thou art honored one, has none, like a lion among us. Measureless your great virtue, vast are your great virtuous deeds, wisdom deep and so sublime. Your radiant luminous light shakes all the world's foundation. When I become a Buddha, equal to the Dharma spring, I will transcend birth and death, liberating all beings. My giving discipline mind, precepts, patience, and effort, meditation and wisdom shall be supreme and surpass. I will attain Buddhahood, everywhere fulfill my vow, bringing to all those in fear great peace and tranquility. Though they are myriad Buddhas, beyond measure, beyond the count, and great sages numberless, like grains of Ganges sun, I will honor each of them, equally accepting none. Even more importantly, I will seek the supreme way. Even though all Buddha's work are countless of Ganges suns, even though all lands and realms and boundless without measure, yet your light shall reach them all and illuminate every place. Such shall be my perfect work, such my power infinite. When I attain Buddhahood, my land will be first and best, place of practice transcendent, its people sublime rare, land equal to nirvana, beyond all comparison, with pity for everyone. I will carry on across all who come from 10 quarters to be born in my land, to attain the pure joyful mind, peace and great tranquility. Be my witness, Buddha, please confirm my sincerity. Now that I have made my vows, I will strive to fulfill them. Buddhas of the 10 quarters, with your wisdom unhindered, may all these honored ones know my deepest intention, even though my body must bear great pain and suffering, I will persevere and strive patiently without regret. Naman Namu Naman Namu Naman Namu Naman Namu Naman Namu Naman Namu. The virtue of Amida's vow is shared equally by all, together attaining awakened mind. We are born in the land of peace. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu. Thank you.
Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu. Good morning, and thank you for allowing me to speak today to the San Francisco Buddhist Church Sangha to observe your annual LGBTQ Plus service. I feel it is an honor as San Francisco Pride celebrates 50 years, but with coronavirus pandemic, you are stuck with me today. But I hope I can shed some light on what a family may go through when going through the process of acceptance of an LGBTQ family member. As I come here today to share my story with you, I cannot tell you how immensely proud I am of my 3 children and the people that they have become. They have taught me so much about love and acceptance, for I am a mother of a lesbian daughter, transgender son, and a cisgender daughter. As the kids grew up, I did not feel that our family was any different from any other Japanese American family. Well, maybe, with the exception that my husband and their father is a Buddhist minister. Like most families, the kids grew up participating in community events, playing sports, attending temple, and being involved in the various temple activities. Life seemed to be going according to how I envisioned it. My oldest child, Amy, had graduated from college and was working. My second child, Norio, was just finishing up college and looking for employment. And my youngest child, Michelle, was about to enter college. I begin my story with Norio. He was assigned female at birth, and even though for the first 25 years of his life he was seen as female, I have come to see him as my son. So as I talk about Norio's life, just know that I'm using his male name, even though he may have been seen as female during those years. And I do this to honor who my son has always been. The journey began in 2009, just before the Christmas holiday. Norio came over to the house and came out as lesbian. Norio explained that he'd planned to spend the holiday with his partner and her family. Although a bit shocked, we told him that we loved him and gave him a big hug to reassure him. But after he left, both my husband and I looked at one another and said, "We didn't see that coming." But it seemed to explain something to me. While Norio attended college, he became distant from the family, and he would only come around during the holidays. And even after graduating, when he returned to the Bay Area and had only lived about 20 minutes away from us, he seldom dropped by or allowed us to visit. That feeling of not understanding his distance left a big hole in my heart, and feeling sad, as I really did not know what was going on. But that slowly changed as Norio revealed his true feelings about his gender identity. At the beginning, I really struggled internally about Norio's coming out as lesbian. I did not want anyone to know, and I'm not sure why. Maybe it was embarrassment or shame, as I did not know anyone in my Japanese Buddhist community who had a lesbian child. Or maybe it was being fearful of being judged since my husband was a minister. As Buddhists, we are taught how hard it is to accept to see things as they really are because of our attachments. But I soon realized that I needed to let go of my biases of who Norio should be and let Norio be Norio or risk losing him again. Within time, I came to terms with Norio being a lesbian and was willing to tell some family members and close friends of Norio's coming out. I was so fortunate to have such supportive and understanding family members and friends. These were the people I talked to when I was feeling most vulnerable. With the passage of time, the one thing I did notice was the change of the way he dressed. Norio was always a t-shirts and pants person, but now it seemed that he had a tendency to dress more masculine. We received his mail at our house, and we began to notice mail addressed to Janet Umezu. When he came over, I casually said, "I noticed that you're using your Japanese name." I asked him to inform the companies to please spell Noriko correctly. Norio explained that he was experimenting with names and wanted to go by the name Norio. I explained that it was a male's name. The response was, "I know." At that point, I asked, "Are you trying to tell us something?" Norio then explained how he felt male and wanted to live his life as a man. Although in shock, we both told Norio that we loved him, but honestly, we did not understand. Norio later explained he had always felt this way. I wondered, how did I not see this? I said, for prom, you wanted to wear the most girly dress, and for graduation, you wanted boa feathers around your neck. He said it was to fit in. I was struggling to process everything and felt very confused. My husband told Norio, "I know you see yourself one way. Mommy and Daddy see you another way, but it is going to take us some time to see you the way you want to be seen. Please give us some time." Norio said that was a fair request. To be honest, it took a long while. Initially, since Norio did not live with us, I just buried my head in the sand and did not want to deal with it. I felt as if I had lost my child. Who was this person? Why didn't I see this? Does he know the hardships he's going to have to endure? So many questions and thoughts swirling around in my head. Norio could see my struggle and offered resource materials, counselors' names, and even suggested I watch a video of a woman named Marsha Izumi on Facebook. Norio said, "She's a mom just like you, and I think to listen to her will help you." So I did watch the video. As I listened to Marsha's words, I could relate to all the things that she was saying. And to boot, she was Japanese. And for some reason, I think within our culture, talking about LGBTQ things or things that are sort of not within the norm is a very difficult thing. But what I eventually discovered, that meeting other parents who were going through similar experiences as we were, and being able to talk about those experiences really helped me to feel that I was not alone. And it really helped me to come to truly accept my children as they really are. One of the hardest things for me initially was to use the pronoun he when referring to Norio. Even today, I slip back from time to time and refer to Norio as she. Thank goodness my daughters, along with my niece, nephew, and others remind me to use the correct pronoun. I have to apologize to Norio and remind him that I'm really trying. I know that it seems that I have dwelled on Norio's coming out, and I have, because it was much more difficult for me to come to terms with him being transgender. But for a few years after Norio came out as lesbian, my daughter Amy came out also. She revealed she was in a lesbian relationship. I was surprised how natural and accepting I was of her coming out. But I know my feelings of embarrassment or not wanting others to know would have surfaced if I had not gone through the experience with Norio first. It has been approximately over 10 years since I began this journey into the LGBTQ issues I faced. Only recently have I become comfortable enough to share my story. I feel that I can see my children as they really are and happy to see that they are living their authentic selves. It is equally comforting to know that they are surrounded by such loving and supportive people. Norio was married in 2014 to Liz. Amy married Marie in 2018. Both of them were surrounded by family, grandparents, and friends who witnessed their declaration of love to one another. My children seem happy, and what more could a parent want for their children? And in October 2019, my husband and I became first-time grandparents as Norio and I had their first child, Madi. Life is good, but it seemed that it took me a bit of time to get here. As I walked down this path, I started, as I stated before, what helped the most was talking to other parents who were either going through the same experience or who had already gone through the experience, and they were all Asian in ethnicity. Even though these were people from different faiths, it was through sharing their stories that I realized that I was not alone and the feelings I was experiencing were not uncommon. It helped me to work through my issues and come to accept and to see my children as their true selves. When I reflect upon this journey, I came to realize that there are two coming outs. One for the person who most courageously must open up themselves to family and friends to know who they really are, and the other for the parents and families and learning not only to deal with their child's coming out, but to let others know. How does one do that? For some, it is easy, and for others, not so easy. It takes a great deal of courage for both to open up themselves to others, as one does not know what the reaction will be. A person once asked me, "What should I do if someone comes out to me?" I said, "Please acknowledge that you heard the person." Too often, when someone comes out and there's no acknowledgement or just silence, it's usually interpreted as a negative sign. The person who has come out may feel that he may have lost a friend, or they may made to feel that they were not seen or heard. Even if you might feel uncomfortable or do not totally understand what was said, please acknowledge to the person that you heard them and thanking them for sharing with you, as you know that it took a lot of courage for them to do so. Providing acceptance and support makes such a big difference in a person's life. As for me, what really prompted me to start sharing my story was my daughter, Amy, and some nudging from a friend, Marcia Izumi, who believes sharing one story can help another parent. Amy had once expressed to me that she could not believe that she was the only Buddhist lesbian in BCA, and actually knew she was not. I had heard that there were LGBTQ individuals who grew up in the temple, but for one reason or another did not feel comfortable or supported and had left the temple. That news made me very sad, as these former Sangha members no longer had the opportunity to hear the teachings of Shinran at temple or enjoy the camaraderie of the Sangha. Amy and I had hoped that by sharing my story, not only that it would help other BCA parents who might be struggling through something similar know that they are not alone and that everything will be okay. Another goal was to raise awareness to the Sangha who may be in a position to support these parents and individuals. As it turns out, I have, since speaking at a few events, I have encountered other parents within the BCA who have a lesbian, gay, or transgender child. And to be honest, my husband and I were absolutely thrilled when we met another parent within our Sangha who had a transgender child. It brought much comfort to know we were not alone and had another family that we could share our thoughts. And isn't that what part of what Pride is all about today? Showing LGBTQ people that they are not alone in their struggles and celebrating the relationships that they have that have helped them endure hardship. As we observe Pride, I think our Sangha needs to sincerely ask ourselves if we are doing enough to show people that we are not alone, to show them they have a community or Sangha where they feel they can belong. And I'm not only talking about LGBTQ people, but also people of different races, ethnicities, people with mental health issues, people with learning disabilities, and anyone else who may feel like an outsider. Our Sanghas can be places of support and acceptance for them too, much like our founders of our temples, our Japanese American parents and grandparents, when they endured the hardships of internship and hardships of internment and beyond. I don't have the answers for how we do this, but I know that if we each do what we can with true and trusting hearts in the wisdom and compassion of Amida Buddha, we can do better. And I know that starts with me. Thank you for listening. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu.
Hi, I'm Leo Joslin, Minister's Assistant, and I'm here to offer a closing reading and reflection for today's service. I'm going to read from The Buddha's Wish for the World, written by Monshu Koshin Otani, the 24th Monshu of the Jodo Shinshu Honganji. Think more expansively of your connectedness to life. All things, the water and the air included, are linked together, one thing encircling and being encircled by the other. The mountain and the river bestow me with so many blessings. When Amida Buddha shines upon me and all the rest of life, we are linked together as lives saved by that light. All things on earth, all things in the universe are in the fold of this great life force, linking us all together. So this interconnection that the Monshu writes of speaks toward the radical equality that is at the heart of our tradition. When I think of this life force linking us together, I remember that this is an energy that's far greater than the hate that underlies divisiveness, racism, homophobia. Knowing that the light of Amida shines on all of us assures me that no matter what the causes of conditions are arising, that ultimately we move toward healing, energized by the compassion that is at the heart of the primal vow. Please join me in Gassho as I read the words of Shinran Shonin. The light of wisdom exceeds all measure, and every finite living being receives this illumination that is like the dawn. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. So this brings our service to a close, And I'd like to thank everyone who's participated. I'd like to thank Reverend Elaine Donlin for her opening remarks. I'd like to thank Leo Balambal Sensei for leading us in Vandana Ti-sarana. I'd like to thank Reverend Keisuke Lee-Miyaki for leading our sutra chanting, and also our friend and ally, Janet Umezu, for her Dharma Reflection. I'd like to thank Kevin Yoza for his skill and technical expertise in pulling together all of these different parts of the service and putting them together into our service this morning. But I'd especially like to thank Reverend Kobata for his tireless work in making radical equality not just an empty concept, but something that is very real in our modern world and in our lives. And now, a special greeting from the BCSF LGBTQ Plus Group.
Happy Pride, everybody. I love Zoom because it makes me look much older, and I have wrinkles underneath my neck, and my hair is so long, I look like my Obachan. So, but anyway, happy Pride. Have a good weekend.
Happy Pride, everyone. I love and miss you. Can't wait to see your smiling faces again. Thank you, Sensei, for all your love and support these years, and thank you for the Sangha for your support.
Happy Pride, everyone. We miss you and love you. Namo Amida Butsu.
Happy Pride, everyone. Reverend Kobata, you've been the best ally we could ask for. Thank you, Sangha. We love you.
Hi, everybody. I'm so grateful for our Sangha. Thank you for your acceptance and your metta and your support. I'm so grateful for you. Thank you for living the Nambutsu. Happy Pride.
Hi, everybody. Happy Pride.
Happy Pride. We can't wait to see you again. Thank you for all your support.
Hi, everybody. Happy Pride.
Happy Pride Month. You are not always. You are always being with us, and you are not alone anytime. Anyway.
Happy Pride.
We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. Everyone can see we're together as we walk on by, and we fly just like birds of a feather. I won't tell no lie. All of the people around us, they say, can they be that close? Just let me state for the record, we're giving love in a family dose. We are family. Hey, I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. Sing it to me. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family.
Pride.
Happy Pride.
You too.